What is up, my YouTube friends? Welcome to another episode of Questions from the Truck, number 28. Yeah, man, 28. How this show works is you guys ask your questions, model railroad related, transit related, woodworking related, in my reminder video, and that video comes out on Wednesday. I appreciate it if you try to keep all your questions in there because it kind of keeps track of them all. So let's get to the show. My first question is from Heath, Humanity Junction over there. Heath wants to know, and I don't know this answer. I hope somebody out there does. He wants to know what's going on new. He wants to know what's the next innovation in one-to-one scale trains. I have no idea, man. I can't help you there. Hopefully somebody out there is into that and they can help us and get an answer to that. Thanks for your question, Heath. You're doing a good job on your shows. Keep it up. My next question, Digger Evans. What's up, my friend? Hope you're doing well across the pond. Digger wants to know what's the horsepower on the loco in my video. I guess you're talking about the reminder video, but in general, this is in general. Okay, on GEs, as far as I know, horsepower is denoted by the number, like the model number of the unit. So if it's an ET44AH, it's 4,400 horsepower. Say if it was an AC40 CW, I'm just making that number up, but I know there are some 40s out there. It would be 4,000 horsepower. That's what GE does. I'm pretty sure across the board, everywhere. I don't know. I don't know about the Dash 9s. I really don't pay attention to them. But sometimes what will happen is it could be like a ES4400, and sometimes the particular railroad that it's on may devalue it. It may be less. It might be 4,300 or something. EMD, the guys that make the SD70 Aces and SD40s, like that. SD70 Ace is around 4,300 horsepower, and again, it may vary from railroad to railroad. Different railroads spec out locos differently than other railroads, okay? So they're probably, I would venture to say, most modern engines nowadays, 6-axle engines on the railroads are probably 4,000 to 4,500 horsepower. I hope that answers your question, Digger. By the way, the SD40-2 is about 3,000 horsepower. Just thought I'd throw that in there. My next question, Delaware Train Productions. What's up, man? I look forward to your new videos with your tripod. He wants to know, why do some people have YouTube channels but don't post videos on them or don't have content? Well, my only guess is if you don't have a channel, okay, you can't subscribe to people, right? So they really are your fan base. They don't have videos, but they have a channel so that they can subscribe to us and watch us. Otherwise, they'd be like looking around and never find it. So that's my thoughts on that. Some people just don't want to make videos, that's all, too, but they want the channel so that they can get subscriptions to other channels. He wants to know, is Baltimore Streetcar Museum going to clean up the brush on the right-of-way? Yes, usually they do, and the only reason why that brush was so high is because they haven't been running. They haven't been operating for 5 months since all this stuff has been going on. But usually the right-of-way is clean of weeds and not so much trash, but because it's Baltimore. But usually it's clean. His other question to me is woodworking related. How do you know what woods to use for certain projects? Well, that's like project oriented, customer oriented, and my preferences. You know, like in the windows for the sweeper car. Well, say like, forget the windows. In the sweeper car, on the side panels, all that wood was poplar, so we put poplar back. It lasted 100 years. The poplar's going to last another 100. So that's really what dictates, is either what I like to work with, what the customer wants, or if you're replicating something to get the same wood that was there, if that's what they want. His next question, is wood expensive to use? Well, is the wood that I use expensive? Yes. Some of it is, some of it isn't. It's like cars, man. You know, there's less expensive cars and there's more expensive cars. Here's an example. This is poplar. Right? Hold on, man. Dude's cutting his grass. I hope you can hear me. This is poplar, okay? This is what's called a 1x4, and length can be various. This piece at my lumber yard costs, it's 12 foot long, okay? 12 foot long, it costs about 27 bucks, okay? 25, 21, somewhere in there, okay? For 12 foot of this stuff. This is a domestic hardwood. It's a hardwood grown locally, okay? This is called Purple Heart. It's a exotic hardwood from South America. This piece, 1 inch thick, 3 inches wide, 3 foot long, okay? 3 foot. This board cost like 20 bucks for 3 foot of it. So is wood expensive? Yeah, man, wood can be expensive. And then there's cheaper wood, but it's like everything else. Thanks for your questions, man. Hope that answered your questions. My next question is from Anthony Dodge, the Model Outsider. Anthony wants to know, you got 2 big machines in your shop, your DIY workshop, usually a table saw and a miter saw. What would be a good third machine? Man, that's a tough question, and the reason why is because, you know, in a DIY type of a shop, what you're doing, it can vary. You know, a homeowner may not have the same needs as a modeler. You know, a modeler doesn't need something like that there, a router table. A router table really wouldn't do much for a modeler. Man, this long cutting dude, it's cutting grass out back. Sorry. So something like that wouldn't do anything for a modeler. A homeowner, a DIYer, yeah, you can make moldings on it, trim, you could do a ton of things on a router table. A modeler, on the other hand, you know, if I was to say, you know, beside those 2 machines, what would you get for a modeler? Let's swing you around. You see that? That's a bandsaw. It's too big, but bandsaw. To me, a bandsaw is a pretty, you know, it's a pretty invaluable machine to have in your shop. A modeler, a homeowner, yeah. I mean, when you need it, you need it. It's nice to have. Yeah, a jigsaw is nice, but a jigsaw doesn't replace a bandsaw. They make smaller versions, tabletop bandsaws, little 9-inch bandsaws, and then they make 14-inch bandsaws. Price-wise, they're not far off. I mean, if you have the room, get the bigger one. But yeah, that's, you know, because then you just get into a whole another realm. You know, if you're doing rough lumber, you need a planer and you need a joiner. And you know, those, you know, take up room, and you know, that's a tough question. Like I said, I hope that answered your question, and if you need more information or you need help picking something out, let me know. I'd be happy to help you. My next question is from Joey Buczek, and we're going to go over someplace and answer Joey's question. See you in a little bit. Joey Buczek, what's up, my friend? To answer your question, Joe, I'm pretty lucky where I am as far as lumber. I have a lumber dealer. Two of them actually close by. One that I go to all the time. One is they're both probably 3 minutes away, 5 minutes away. One, I have to buy minimums, like 500 board feet. And their prices are okay. They're not the best. And the other one I go to regularly. A little higher, better stuff. Not better stuff, but there's no minimums. A couple of years ago, up until about a year and a half ago, I used to have a lumber guy. And he would get me whatever I wanted, whatever I needed. And at that time, like, I still use them a lot of maple. I use a lot of maple, and I would get like huge amounts of like curly maple and tiger maple. And what I would do is use what I needed and sell off what I didn't use, because I got better deals. You know, if I bought, say, 500, 800 board feet of this lumber, and I would get really good deals on it, and it would be cheap, and I'd use it for projects. I still have some to this day, and I would sell off some of it to make some money. It was a good way to make money, but he passed away this past year, so I really don't have a lumber guy like I used to. But I come to this local place, and they have everything pretty much, from domestic lumber to domestic hardwoods to some exotics. Not a lot of exotics, but we're pretty fortunate in this area. There's a lot of small sawmills around here, close by, you know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Lancaster's close by. Lancaster's an hour. Lancaster, PA. So we got the Amish mills out there. Yeah, it's a good place for lumber, I can tell you that much. I am at the lumber yard now, picking up some stuff. We'll cruise around. So it's pretty big. See that there? Big shed back there full of lumber. A lot of big wood, like 16 quarter, 12 quarter, all kinds of stuff out there. Mahogany, oak, ash, maple, all out there. And then it's a lot of like shiplap and tongue and groove in this building. It's a pretty big place. I have a lot of plywood and all. I don't buy my plywood here just because it's so expensive. I have a plywood dealer that I go to. It's about 30 minutes away, tax-free Delaware. I go there, buy my plywood. Really cheap. Like plywood here, you know, if I got finished grade maple plywood, cabinet grade plywood, and it's like $115 a sheet here. I get it at the plywood place, and it's like $67, something like that. Yeah. So that's what I do for lumber. That's where I go. Try to stay away from Home Depot. At Lowe's, I mean, I might go there in a pinch, but yeah, I don't like going there. They got crap. Thanks, man. So I have a question for you guys and girls. Track planner on your computer, a free one, something that's easy and has a lot of the different manufacturers in it. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for your help with these questions. What a schmuck. I wish you a good week. Be blessed, be well. I'm here at Black River and Western Railroad in Flemington, New Jersey. Can you see it? Yeah, somewhere over there. Go have some video of it. Not here. Thanks, see ya!